I might just change your life. Cause I'm a goddess. Make you a promise that if you fuck with me.
What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. I guess I could get this instant from right out of the camera. Oh my gosh, smoke free zone please. Or not. Anyway, I wanted to come on today and talk to you. I really miss you guys. I wanted to come on and give you a little insight on what's been going on with me. Okay, so to be as transparent as I know how, okay, I had a little debacle, if you will, with my dad, and there was some things that he had said to me that I didn't necessarily respond like all the way, right away kind of thing. And I went to, you know how if someone texts you something and it's just like beyond you and you're like, what? And you get to start texting real fast and you have to catch yourself, because when I started to do that, it was coming from a place of like really high emotions, hurt, anger, all of that, right? And I know that wasn't my higher self. And so I sat on it for a couple days. Then I got another text message from him like the next day, and I didn't respond to that. And I mean, these aren't loving text messages, by the way. Okay, let me just make that very clear. There more so were text messages about him being hurt. And you know, so I kind of left it there. I sat on it for a few days. And so, because when I respond, I want to do so from a place of genuine compassion, truly. And so with that being said, I got on the phone with one of my friends, and her and I talked it out. So certain things started coming to me as we were talking. And what I come to gather is that I believe that when we tend to want to throw someone away, or if we want to, you know, basically not deal with the person anymore, if these are like from long-term relationships. Now, take this, how can I say this? Take this as needed, but when I say long-term relationships, some relationships are not meant to be long-term, okay? Let me just make that disclosure. But there are some relationships that you know inside of you that should be worked on. And it may be where you're not wanting to work on it because you're tired. The person's not wanting to work on it because they're tired. But the thing is that sometimes what I have come to understand is that we may be tired of working on relationships because they are work, right? But what I noticed is that I had come to a place where I was like putting all my relationships in this bowl, right? And what I was doing was I may pick one out that I was really trying to work on and serve in, right? And really try to make this thing work, okay? And the other person as well, right? But things just was not working out. But it started to become where I may be getting my feelings hurt, the other person may be getting their feelings hurt, no one's happy, right? And all these different things, and it just becomes tiresome, okay? And what I noticed is that in this bowl of relationships, the one that I pick out, I basically made that one relationship all the relationships. So if there was another person in this bowl of relationships that needed my talk, needed my time, you know, whatever that looked like, I wasn't necessarily there like I needed to be, because I was putting so much effort and time into this one relationship that I was looking at as like some kind of way, like this is how I started to feel about all my relationships. Like, I'm tired. People keep coming to me about this, and and I'm supposed to help here, and I'm supposed to help here, and I'm supposed to help there, but really they may be. But the thing is that I'm not saying that I never help in my other relationships, but it was almost like I was taking that one relationship, acting as if that the tiresomeness was not just that one relationship, that it was all of my relationships, okay? And it was making me basically tired to even deal in other relationships and put the effort into other relationships because of the one that was making me tired, okay? And so I say that to say, basically, that is what I was also doing, was going to do in the relationship with my dad. And also, no, I did that. And I wasn't putting the necessary effort into having this relationship. Yeah, I can say all day that he wasn't either. Yeah, whatever, right? But it also takes me to do my part, right? That's the part that is more so needed to be said than anything. We can point the finger all day, we can play the blame game all day, but in reality, I have to talk about my part. We all have parts in relationships with each person that's brought in our life, and we're brought in their life, right? So the thing is that it's okay to say I'm tired, but also go to that place inside of you to say, well, why am I tired? Am I tired just from all my relationships as a whole, or did this specific one really tire me out? So I'm like sick of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to truly keep it real with ourselves and really dig deep, because those are things that can be very detrimental to a relationship if you're not spending the appropriate time together, or talking, communicating, and things like that. And so this again, life is a journey, okay? You're not going to get everything at one time, all right? People can tell me all day, like, we don't talk enough, we don't this, we don't that, but I feel like we do. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that for me, I might be putting all my eggs in this one basket and working on this one situation, but it's tiring me out from everything else. So when I do give that time to the other relationships, it tend to not maybe be enough of me, right? And not only with giving, but also receiving. So we have to look at it from both standpoints. We're here to give, and we're also here to receive. And I actually did a podcast kind of speaking on the giving and receiving situation, but you can go later and I'll have the link below. You can check that out for yourself. So basically what I'm saying is that we have to be straight up honest with ourselves when it comes to each and every relationship in our life. One thing that I said out loud, okay, was that the relationships that I do have in my life currently, all relationships, family members, friends, all of it, okay? What I've said was that I'm going to cherish the relationships that I have. So with focusing on cherishing the relationships that I have, action has to happen, right? That might mean for me picking up the phone a little bit more, maybe going places with people more. Now, not going outside of my boundaries to make me or to put me in a place where I have not had enough me time, but just balancing that out, okay? So with the focus, with the action toward, it's going to execute what it is that I said out loud, which was that I want loyal, cherishing, beautiful relationships that's meaningful. That's what I want. And I didn't know fully what that looked like. I didn't know it was going to start with me like that. You know what I'm saying? But over the past few days, it has definitely speaking those things and knowing that that is something that I don't take lightly, and I take it serious, I guess you would say. I mean, I do. So that was something that was on me. So with that being said, it's going to execute, like I said, what it is that I want. And what I'm thinking is that, yes, I may want it, but it's also something that I might need. And not only need for myself, but it might be something that these people that are in my life need as well. Okay? Sometimes, you know, we get to a point where we observe what's going on. We may observe what's going on. We know that this relationship is a little rocky, right? But we always look for someone else to mend it. Or we might be the person that always mends it, right? The thing is that, like I talked about in my podcast, we can't just be on one end. You can't just always be the giver, or you can't just always be the receiver. We were put here to do both. To give, whatever that looks like, and to receive, whatever that looks like. We're not here to just be put in one of those groups. We're here to do them both. And I love how this is coming together for me, because for me to have to like go through what I've been through in my life, things that only I know about, how life is working itself out, is just, it amazes me how God can orchestrate the things that are being orchestrated, or the universe. How the Spirit of God is just moving in ways that are just, it's amazing. So just knowing that I am moving in a place from a higher perspective, and not just like at a low vibration, but I'm moving at a high vibration. There's certain things that I will see automatically, or there might be things that I might need to talk out with someone that I know will not necessarily just be like, you know, yeah, girl, you're right, right? Because I could ask somebody to do that, but I went within to know who I needed to truly talk about this with when it came to my dad. And it wasn't to throw him up under the bus. It wasn't to act like, oh, I don't do anything wrong. It wasn't that. It was just, I need to talk this out in a way that's going to be sensible, where I can get some type of feedback that is going to take me out of it as, yes, you're my friend, but this, that, and the third. Yes, he might not be all the way doing this, but are you all the way doing that? You understand what I'm saying? So we have to have that balance when we're talking to people. You know, and I'm not saying in all situations like you might be right with what you're talking about, with what you're saying, what has happened. You might be all the way right, but the thing is that there has to be something that was maybe misconstrued, that was taken wrong, that maybe may have something that might have been done that was out of character for that person or for you, and it might have been taken wrong, and now the relationship's like this. So I say that to say, you know, none of us are perfect. There's going to be something in relationships. That's why it takes work. So the ones that are needed to stay around, work on those relationships. It's nothing wrong with that. We got to take the ego side of ourselves out, truly, and really go within ourselves, and not just look at like the outside specs of everything, to be like pointing the finger, playing the blame game, and all of that. Like really going within and being honest with yourself. And that's what I had to do. Is it something that feels good? No, it doesn't. Is it something that's needed? Yes, it is. Especially when you know what it is that you put out there in the universe when it comes to your relationships, or you can take that and put it in any area of your life, you know. There's certain things that's going to come once you open up your mouth with words. Okay? There's going to be things to come to you that are not going to be always expected or the way that we thought they should come to us. Okay? So that's the thing. That's the work. That's the work, baby. I'm telling y'all, like, that's the work. And it's not easy. So with this being said, now that I have come to a place, I ended up finally, after a couple days, and like I said, speaking with one of my good friends, I decided to text my dad. And I text him the way that him and I talk to each other, on some real love. Like, you know, I love the hell out of you. Like, we're not even about to play this game. You know what I'm saying? And I said some other things. And I said, you know, we gonna get through this. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna put in effort. You're gonna put in effort. Basically, just to make a long story short. He's like, don't make me cry. You know, it really touched a part of him, because that truly came from my higher self. And it touched his higher self. It touched, our spirits touched, and they came together like they were meant to. So sometimes there's some of us who have to be tested with the darkness. Like my friend, she was even saying, and this came to me even a few weeks ago, and to another one of my friends. Like, Angel, there are going to be some people who come into your life, and it's not that they're bad people. It's what they're dealing with in that time, that it may be dark, and it's okay. It's nothing to be afraid of, because the light that I'm going to be able to show is going to be a light that's going to help people transform the way that they think, the way that they show compassion for this world and kindness to this world. And when I say world, I mean community, their loved ones, their, you know, family and friends and whoever they come in contact with. Like, there's going to be this movement of compassion, I believe. I do believe that deep inside of my spirit. And I'm not just saying, oh, I'm just going to just sprinkle compassion all over the world, but I'm going to do my part in doing it. And it starts with how I deal in giving out compassion. Even if it's something, like I said, that, let's say I'm not all the way wrong, right, whatever, you know, there's a part that I could have taken that was a little bit more compassionate. So it's helping me to learn myself. It's helping me to learn how to handle certain situations. And like my friend said, she said, when we're tested with these kind of things, when we're so open and clear, when things like this come just quote unquote out the blue, right? This is a chance for the healing to happen. Because even though we may say we have forgiven this person or that person, there's things that will start coming up. You know that when you're upset and when you're hurt, stuff will start coming up. And those parts that start automatically coming up like that are things that has to be healed. And once they're healed, then it's going to be something else to be healed, and something else to be healed, and something else to be healed. But it's all going to help us to become the spirit being that we were set here to be. So whatever, it's going to come together with your purpose, whatever that looks like. Okay? And I'm not saying you just have one purpose. I'm never that person like, oh yeah, you only have one purpose. That's it. No. We can have several purposes. So there's going to be certain situations that come up where it's going to be out the blue. It's going to seem like, why would they? Why would? Don't ask. It's like, if you ask that, fine, whatever. But go to that deeper part of your own self. Take a couple days if you need to. Take a couple weeks if you need to. But dive in and see what that really is. And you know, if you need to talk to somebody that you know that might go the other way, away from what you know, you might want them to say this to make you feel better, boosting up that ego. But find somebody that you know that could help you balance those scales out and realize that you know, I see this and that. And then when you guys are talking, then it starts resonating up in you, where you start to see certain things in your head that starts to come to you from a subconscious place, where you can see certain things and be honest with yourself, you know, about things that you may have done or not done that could have been done this way and not this way. You know, we have to just truly be transparent with ourselves, because my thing is, how can we be transparent with others if we can't be transparent with ourselves, you know? So that's really what I wanted to come on here and talk to you about when it comes to relationships. When it comes to all this, has to do with also our growth in who we are and our self-care. Like that is a part of self-care, diving into who you are. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna go get a pedicure, I'm gonna go get my nails done, I'm gonna go buy me some new sunglasses because I deserve it. A lot of this is this movement that we want to happen, where people are looking at self-care as a part of them going within themselves. Because with going within yourself and finding out who you truly are, who you were created to be here in this here dimension at this time and space, is going to show you so many other things. Things are just, when I say things, opportunities are just going to fall in your lap. And but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. The abundance is going to come. You know, growth is going to come. Blossoming relationships are going to come, but you have to do the inside work. You have to. And oh, I could go on and on with this forever, but I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for another video. But I just want you guys to know that I am so thankful. I am so thankful for being able to listen to that inside voice within myself and truly be honest with me, because there are so many people who don't know how to truly be honest with themselves, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it's needed. It's needed for ourselves. It's needed in this world to be 100. Like we say, you know, I keep it 100. I'm a loyal person. Well, start with yourself by truly being honest, with truly being 100, and it will just come out without you even having to say that kind of stuff. It'll just be who you are as a person. It'll be your character. It'll be part of who you are, you know, just like our skin is a part of it's a part of this body, but you know what I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So stop acting like you don't. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off this here video. You know, if you love the content that I am providing to you, my lovely people, my lovely spirits, I ask that you subscribe to my channel. I ask that you give me a thumbs up. And if like I said, this video is something that resonates with your soul, make sure you share it with other people, because we are doing this movement of living consciously. We have to. It's not just like some cute little words to throw around and use because we sound smart. You know what I'm saying? It's truly a movement coming from within. So that being said, I love you all and peace.
I might just change your life, 'cause I'm a goddess. Make you a promise that if you fuck with me